Test, test, test. Testing, testing, test, test, test. Testing, testing, testing. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Testing, test, test, test. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? What does okay mean? It tells me nothing. What does okay mean? Ah, good, good. Okay, good. Can you stay here for a second? I'm gonna hook up the microphone and see if it changes. Give me 1 second. You guess. That helps. Give me 1 second. That's a horrible experience with live stream, and I have no cable now. My cable's gone. If I don't have a cable, then I can't hook this up. No idea. Nothing there. Nothing here. It's probably right in front of me, of course, but I can't see it. Cable. I have no cable. No adapter to adapt the power cord and the receiver to the phone, and it's probably overboard, knowing my experience. No cable there, no cable there. Oh my god. Well, I just had it, and now it's gone. So what do I do? Absolutely nothing. There it is at the very bottom. Okay. All right. When in doubt, can you still hear me? I'm going to troubleshoot something. Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Can you hear me now? Check, check, check. Can you hear me now? Like a 10-second delay between. Yes. Okay. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay, microphone's working. Is it okay? Is it clear? Yes, it's clear. Test, test, test. I'm good? I'm good to go? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. It's clear? Ametsi. Okay. Thank you, guys. You know, while I was just saying that, I got a bite and I don't know. I think I was too late there. Okay, loud and clear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, of the 10 people viewing, come in. Hurry before my microphone goes out. Goodness gracious. Okay, if my microphone fails, I'm gonna just eliminate it and I gotta unplug everything from the bottom of the phone. Okay, I'm good to go. 2 people watching now. All right, let's see if we can get some people back in the house here. It's like I'm gonna have to constantly reach down and check to see if my mic is still transmitting. All right, it's getting windy. No, nothing. I've been dealing with audio problems from the very get-go, and I just now got back fishing. And a moment ago, I was like on my 4th attempt to go live. My line, I didn't realize it was still in the water, got wrapped around the propeller. So I had to end the live and deal with that and retime my line. It was a mess. So I came back, I think I tried for the 5th time, and this time it worked. So I'm just now resuming my fishing. All right, jumping tomatoes. Hey, what's going on, brother? Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Stand by here. Let me pay attention to what I'm doing here. Sorry. I'm trying to get out of the wind. This is the lee side of the lake, so I'm protected by this wind, this tree line. So I'm trying to do this for both the fishing, my comfort, and the live stream. So. Now, jumping tomatoes, I'm sorry, that night I didn't get a chance to ask who you were, where you're from. Maybe you did, you told me, but I don't remember. Male, female, I don't remember. Can you still hear me there, Tomatoes? Who's still here? Are you still here beyond the bedside? And Zyler? Are you guys still here? Yeah, actually, if you're still there, Tomatoes, the Opus, O-P-U-S, Opus Clips, C-L-I-P-S, is a AI, I believe, third-party website that you can subscribe to and have shorts made of your videos. Oh, awesome. I just read your post. And I've got it set to automatically upload my new videos or live streams to that website. And so when I got done with that live stream, it uploaded and clips the however long 2-3 hour live stream into shorts. You can set it to how long you want your videos to be clipped, if you want your videos clipped at all. I've got it set from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. So it'll generate 30-second to 3-minute shorts out of that live stream. And that one short that you're referring to of the night sky was generated by that. That's what I was hoping it was going to do. It's pretty intuitive. And it selects, the most popular sections of audio and video, and then actually rates the shorts as far as, well, I don't see it, I don't find it to be too accurate, but it'll rate the video as far as whether or not it would be popular on YouTube, and it'll give 100% rating, a scale from 0 to 100. For example, that short of the night sky, I think, was rated 99 out of 100. So, as far as whether or not to use those over others, I don't see any, consistency in videos that are rated 99 doing better than videos that are rated 80, out of 100. So anyhow, that's the Pinay Province Life. ¿Cómo está? I remember you. You're in Kabangkalan, correct? Pinay. My asawa is online right now. Is she still there? And her dad is, I think I told you, from Himamailan, right up the road from Kabangkalan. Well, about an hour from Kabangkalan? Pinay Province Life, PPL, are you still there? And Beyond the Bedside, how about you? Are you still there? Oh, you're still there. Pinay Province Life is not too far from your dad's family, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. Is that right? Jumping Tomatoes. Pinay Province, I guess she's not here anymore. Anyways, I believe that's where she's at. All right. Well, this is definitely calmer over here, but I don't know what the activity is going to be like. And blue blood. What's up, blue blood? Welcome, if this is your first time here. Hey, don't forget the thumbs up, guys, if you would. That'll help the channel a little bit. If you want to subscribe and get notifications when I come back on or post a video, you can do that too. I'm usually talking about the Word of God, the military, or emergency medicine in the EMS, emergency medical services field. My prior experience with that field. Where are you guys from? Blue blood, where are you coming from? And Jumpin' Tomatoes is in New Mexico, next to Colorado. I'm originally from San Diego, now in New Jersey. Don't ask. And we got the Philippines and Mary Lou, are you there? Oh, that's GTV, right? Mary Lou? Wait. No, that's not GTV. I don't think. Oh, you're in New Jersey, blue blood. Well, I'm down here in Atlantic County. How about you? I was just up in, where was I? North part, doing a fishing event up there. What was the name of the county? I think it started with an R. I forget. The name of the lake was, it's up there near Picatinny Lake, the Picatinny Arsenal. The Heroes on the Water chapter that that I'm a part of is based up there in that area of New Jersey. So I drive from down here to 2 hours, 15 minutes to go attend, usually do like a weekend, a 2-day weekend up there. Let's see if we can find something on the, right next to the shore here. Ah, south part. Well, like I said, I'm in Atlantic County. Are you south of me? Down there in Marmora, Cape May, Wildwood, Ocean City, what is that? Ocean City? Yeah, down there. And what's the other one I missed? Starts with an A. The chain of islands down there, the barrier islands. Oh, I just said it in my head. Ah, near Wildwood. Very good. The other one starts with an A. Oh my gosh, help me out. Oh, we got Czech Republic. Hey, I got a good friend in San Diego. Well, I don't know if he's still there. Is Eric Mikuska from the Czech Republic. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Looks like I got a person over there. Yeah, he's got a rod in his hand, so he's fishing. But I'm trying to, let's see if I can stir something up over here. Any bites yet? I just had one behind me. Who is that? Oh, it's Jay. There, he's back. I finally got my mic connected and working. It was like, took me 5 tries, I think. Just one little peck here out in the open water when I finally connected this time. But I haven't really been able to fish, as you saw. I was busy. That last time when I disconnected, oh, there we go. Oh, something just had my bait, and he didn't hang on to it. Hold on a second. I know right where he is. Hold on. What was that? What was that? Something was playing tug of war with it. Hold on. See if we can bring him back. There's something in those lily pads. Hold on. Something is, yeah, better. My wife came online and told me, was my troubleshooter, and she finally told me, I can hear you. You're clear. I was like, unbelievable. Hold on a second. I think I need to stand up here to get my accuracy a little better. I know. I was so frustrated. Oh, and that last time when I had to disconnect, my line got wrapped around my propeller, and I just like, oh my gosh, this is getting worse. Hold on a second. So what's up there, JR? What's new? The mic is still holding up. Yeah, looks like it. Yes, that's the footbridge from, I was pointing out, I was way over in the middle of the lake when I was pointing that out. Where that had all the lights illuminating it in that blue light. Yeah, that's the, it's the main walk for the students getting back to their dorms. The dorms are over that end, and the campus and the cafeteria, all that is over at this end. So. There's what is that? Raviligismatulin. What's up, Rav? Thanks for popping in for a bit. Where are you coming from? There, Rav. I'll call you Rav. That's the shortest. Come on, there's got to be. What time is it? It's, I got my. Don't have my timer on here. What time do we got? It's 6:45. Wow, already? Dang. Russia. Awesome. We got Russia, we got New Zealand, we got USA, Philippines, everywhere from the west side of the United States to the east side. That's where I'm at. I'm on the Atlantic Ocean side. I'm 2 hours south of New York City. Come on, there was, all the years of fishing here, there's a patch of lily pads over here that is like screams bass. But all the years I've fished here, I don't think I've caught one fish out of this patch of lily pads. But I still cast on it. And just now, I'm telling you, although my memory might not serve me well, but just, 5 minutes ago, I got a hit out of the middle of this lily pad. And that was like the first time I've ever seen life over in this little patch of lily pads. And it appears every year. It's right over here. This patch right over here. Right over here. Yeah, something actually grabbed this thing right off the surface of a lily pad. And it kind of caught me by surprise, but it didn't take the hook, so. I've seen beavers here. I've seen what look like small nutria. I don't know if you're familiar with nutria. It's like it's a rodent with a long black tail like a rat, but it's not. I've seen they're very much smaller than a beaver, but I got some cool footage of a beaver on one of my, I think it's a short, or maybe it's in my regular videos under fishing and travel playlist. But I got some really cool close-up footage of a beaver chewing away on these lily pads, floating. He let me get real close to him. And then they, once you get too close or they don't like you, they'll turn around and slap their tail on the water and then disappear. I got some footage of that actually, I think on that same video, where he slaps his tail at me and disappears. Oh, there's Jay. Do you get alligator? No, no alligators here in this. This is too far north. You got to go down to Florida in that part of the United States, that southeast corner. I'm not sure how far the alligators come up. Georgia, Carolinas? You'd have to Google that, but definitely down in Florida. That's a alligator sanctuary down there. But nothing in this lake, no. The only meat-eating creature that comes out of here, other than the fish, is a snapping turtle. And I've seen that. Not too much, not out of this, not very often, but I have seen it. Let's see. Who was that? Sorry, I got it. Oh, that's you, Jay. Sorry. What is Panoptics? Oh, that's the group, isn't it? Wait, Panoptics. I'm thinking of a group, something optics. Is that the name of the group? Or is that a Panoptics? Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that a sight for a weapon? Oh, that's where I've heard that. Yes, it is. I was like, wait, I know that word. Where do I know that word? Panoptics. That's the live scope. Yeah, I don't have one. I've only got a sonar, the basic transducer. Just shows sonar of the bottom and the sides in the side view. Yeah, you know, this lake would be, it's so shallow. It's only average 2 feet deep, this entire lake. It's almost hard to believe, but it's got 2 feet of water on top of 2 feet of vegetation. It's an old cranberry bog. It's a bog, literally like a marsh bog underneath. Just as much vegetation as there is water. And it's a snag light nightmare. So you really can't use any optics here, you know, any sonar, because you're just picking up vegetation, and the vegetation just overwhelms your screen, you know, and you can't really see through this stuff. And so I'm just using it for my depth, the water temp, and my time more than I am, you know, actually looking for fish on this thing. Where I'm at now is down by this dam. They dammed up this old cranberry bog, and it apparently flooded this region that you now see as a lake. And like I said, it's like ultra shallow. It's 12 inches down on that end. And it's, right now I'm in 3 feet of water because I'm right here by the dam. The dam will get about 5 feet right up, 4 or 5 feet right up by the dam itself. And then if you include the 2 or 3 feet of vegetation underneath it, you know, it'll be 8 feet if you were to, you know, stand up in that. But otherwise, you know, this is just ultra shallow, so it's very hard to use any, you know, imaging in this. It's hard enough just to fish this. You got to use weedless, no weight, either weightless, or I use 1/8 or 16 ounce bullet weights. Lots of top water. I literally will cut down my crankbait bills, you know, the KVD crankbaits. You know, they're designed to dive 3 to 5 feet, you know, the shallow ones. Well, I'll cut them down so that it can only dive 12 inches to 18 inches. Because if, you know, you reel the reel twice and that thing will dive down into the murk, you know, and you'll just get hung up. All the treble hooks will just be a nightmare. So it's really unique. This is a sea of lily pads. I don't know if you can see that, but this is one, there you go. The entire lake is like that right now. I shouldn't say the entire. There are some open sections. I'm in some open water right now, but the entire lake is covered in these lily pads. The entire lake, all the way down to that shoreline, all the way from that one to this one. It's just one big sea of lily pads. So it's hard to even navigate. You can't use propellers. Well, I've got a trolling motor. I'm spot locked right now because I'm in open water and it's deep enough. But to motor through this is a nightmare. So you just put up your motor and you paddle and just deal with the amount of time it takes to get through some of this stuff. Sorry if I'm not reading everything. Largemouth bass, and I'm using plastics, as they call them. They're rubber, you know, soft baits. I'll show you. Swim baits with the shad tail. This is a very dark blue. You can almost see through it. With that watermelon green impregnated. That's actually quite a cool shot of it right there with the sunshine behind it. It's called Toho, T-O-H-O, with a little shad, you know, swim tail on the end of it. And then the Senkos or the worms, same color, but with the chartreuse tail on it, or similar color with the chartreuse tail. And then a frog, and I do have a crankbait tied on with that cut. Actually, I don't think I cut the crankbait that I have on there now. I just have to be real careful and just dive it, you know, 1 or 2 cranks at a time, and then let it float back up to the top, and then crank it back down 12 inches, etc., etc. I've taken off one of the treble hooks for that very reason. It just gets hung up. And it's a nightmare to get out of these fish's mouths. You end up performing surgery just to get these, you know, those double treble hooks out of their mouth. So I just left the tail, the treble hook on the tail, and removed the other one on the belly. All right, it's about that time when the fish should be biting, but I'm always struggling, and I have to always resort to the areas that I know have a population of fish, just so I can catch something. I got shut out last time, right guys? Can't believe I actually got shut out, but I'm gonna move. I gotta go back to my spot here. And I'm gonna fish here while I'm doing this. Hopefully I'll catch something. Okay. As soon as I get over this, out of the open water, I got to shut the motor down so I can paddle through this lily pads, because this motor is only a 30-pound thrust trolling motor. It doesn't cut through these lily pads. It just gums up and gets really, really clogged and stuck. So, all right, I got to get ready to do this here. See if my propeller aligned itself. Get the transducer up. Get my, oh, there you go. It aligned itself first try. That's always nice. There we go. And I've got the propeller up. I got the transducer up. I'm free to cruise across these lily pads here. See if I can avoid the no, it's kind of hard to, nope. Anyways, that's where I'm going. I'm heading. It's the pole is in the way, but okay, I'm gonna come back. This is a big old tank of a kayak. It's a 14-foot tandem. It's for 2 people, but I'm solo in it. And I've been solo pretty much the entire 7 years that I've had this. Occasionally my wife will join me for an excursion, but not for fishing for her. She just wants to be out here in the water. But that's far and few between, right honey, if you're still watching? And my son has been out with me when he was younger. But so anyways, I've modified this to accommodate me solo. And if I do get a rider, it still works with the rider. And All right, I'm back in open water on this end. Well, relatively open water. The lily pads are sparse down here. All right, let's see. Get back on the motor. Okay. See if I can navigate through this stuff here. Oh, looks like my propeller is already vibrating. I'm wondering how it did that. I didn't have the prop in the water. Anyways, it's free. And I'm gonna cruise over here. You know what? I'm gonna have to don my jacket. I've got wind at my back and it's already kind of getting me cold. So I'm gonna have to take off the PFD, put on my jacket, put the life vest back on, etc., etc. Brought a friend. Both of you fell out, didn't you? Yep. Jay, that was you can see the video on my fishing travel playlist. It's called Overboard. I've got the Gilligan's Island theme song. I'll check this. Oh, I'm gonna say, here's a little gaggle of geese. Let's see, did you see them? Yeah, there they are. There he is, right behind me. Okay, let me get ready to put my jacket on here. Hold on. I'm here at the spot that I was at last time when everything started to go down during sundown. Okay, my propeller's all gummed up and stuck with lily pad stems. Okay. See if I can all right. What did I do with my jacket? It's not that bad out. I just need something to cut that little crisp. Oh my gosh. Off of my skin here. I think this is going to be enough, or do I need my windbreaker? Okay. Alrighty, I think I'm back. Okay, let's catch some fish. Guarantee over here, right? That's what I said last time. This is going to produce something. I just got this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, I just don't realize, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight. How's it go? Da 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 da. 'Cause the feeling's right. I just got this feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Something like that, right? Saltwater fish for eating too. I haven't went in a while after being followed by a shark in my kayak. Exactly. You know, did I ask you this before? What color was your kayak by any chance? Was it yellow, orange, or like a bright green? Something resembling chartreuse? I'm telling you, that's what I've seen. People, kayakers that have had problems, the most problems with sharks are those in those colors, and they wonder why. It's because their kayak looks like a giant lure. And to a shark, that's a perfect bait to attack. I'm telling you, with my experience with chartreuse, I use chartreuse in my baits for that very reason. Because it attracts them. So if you're in a kayak and it's screaming something, you know, chartreuse or green or orange, you're setting yourself up for sharks. Mine just happens to be a dull camo, like a tan camo. Okay, here we go. We're going to catch a pickerel or a bass, one of the two. Something's going to light up on this thing. Always does. Come on. Howling Baits. What's up, bro? I'm assuming you're a male. Okay, here we go. Water temperature 68. Nothing yet, bro. I got a few bites, but I was dealing with technical difficulties with the audio for way too long there at the beginning. So I wasn't even able to go live because of it. But I'm going to catch something right here soon. There's 5+ pound bass here, more than you can count on one hand, and hence the reason why I keep coming back. Multiple 4-pounders, 414. The largest was 514 over at the island. 5-pound 1 ounce over by the dam, 5 3-ounce, et cetera, et cetera. They just keep showing themselves. And for this part of New Jersey, a 5-pounder is like trophy fish. You know, it's far and few between you end up finding a 5-pounder. At least that's what I'm told. And with the amount of extra free time that I have, I've been able to fish, you know, 3-4 times more than the average weekend warrior, and I've been very fortunate to have caught as many 5-pound bass as I have here, including a 612 1/4 on the shore, actually, out of a local pond. They call it a lake, but it's really a pond. By the police department, as a matter of fact. It's right on the edge. The water is right on the edge of the police department property. Something's got to light up on this thing. Come on. Where are they moving to? Maybe they've moved. You know what? Now I've got this, gosh, why do I do this? I've got this, all of a sudden, this vision of where they are, only because I've caught them in the past there. So I'm gonna head over there. And I just began here, but I'm getting impatient. Hold on. Let me navigate through these lily pads a bit, if I can do it. Here we go. Here's a spot, I think. Yeah. Okay. See if I can zigzag through these lily pads here. Uh-oh. I feel vibration. That means I got lily pads on my propeller. Hold on. I don't know why I'm moving so fast, so quickly, but stand by, guys. I'll read your comments here in a minute. Now, I'm getting into only 2 feet of water. Actually, it says 2.7, but I have a hard time believing that. There's grass right at the surface. Now, this is really good. Hold on a second. Hold on. This grassy area has produced really good in the past. So I'm trying to figure out, when do they move into this part of the grass? And I don't know the answer, but I'm going to try. See how long I can hover here without getting all gummed up in this grass. It's long grass growing probably 2 feet tall from the bottom all the way up to the surface. And it's just screaming fish. Okay. Sorry. Hey, I'm all, you can, I don't know if you're on your phone or on a laptop or desktop, but my email address is in the description of this YouTube channel. You can always give me the information, or I can start liaisoning with you through the email if you want to do that. Apparently it's not available it's not listed if you're using a mobile device in the description. And I can't type anything in the text field as a host here, at least on my phone. So I've got my Hotmail connected to my Gmail, and that's what's listed in my description. Hold on a second. My trolling motor is all stuck with lily pads here. This is a pedal kayak, so it's got pedal drive slots. One back here where I'm at and one up front. And I've got the front one, I've got the trolling motor in the front pedal slot. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reaching forward and sticking my blade of my paddle into the pedal slot to get to free up my propeller. And I've got the remote here in my hand that I'm using to control the trolling motor up front. There, you know what? This is a nightmare. Good Lord. I am stuck in grass right now. This is crazy. I can't even fish. Now you know why this lake is a nightmare for pedal. I was mentioning pedal drives are impossible. You know, you just can't use them. And trolling motors, I can, unless you've got high torque, which I don't. Okay, I'm really having a hard time here. Hold on. I need to get out of this and just stay where I was. Or I can use my shallow water anchor. You know what? It's just not good. Not good. I'm like stuck. When in doubt, paddle, right? Paddle against the wind. I'm gonna have to go back to, or you know what? Yeah, I'm so tossed as to where I need to stay. I'm thinking about just putting my shallow water anchor in and just hang out. I get so spoiled by the spot lock that it's like I'm reluctant to go manual mode here. But I'm gonna do that because the debris is just too thick. Stand by. There we go. All right, I got the shallow water anchor pole. Where is it? There it is, over there. The wind's gonna blow me until it sets. Okay. I'm just gonna do this because otherwise, if you can remember the email address, it's truthdweller, TRUTHDWELLER @hotmail.com. It'll pop mail itself to my Gmail account. Truthdweller, TRUTHDWELLER, truthdweller @hotmail.com. That's the email that's listed in the description. Don't know if you caught all that. I'm getting flashbacks of getting shut out again. And yet I've still got an hour plus on the sunshine. You guys familiar with that? It's not 100% accurate, but use your hand, your 5 fingers or 4 fingers, put your thumb on top and put your hand at the sun and use the horizon as your other landmark. And if each hand width is an hour long, so you can kind of get a rough estimate as to how much sunlight you have till sundown. Just use your hand, the width of your hand, as 1 hour. And start at the sun and then go down. I've got about 1 hand width and a couple fingers at the bottom, so I got an hour plus. And that's about right. It's 7:20. Sundown's about 8:20. I believe 820, 830, something like that. I am surprised that nothing is hitting on this. I'm going to try everything, even though this crankbait is kind of a nightmare in lily pads, but I can finagle some of the open water areas here and finesse this thing through the open spots and just do some quick power fishing, meaning lots of casts within a relatively short period of time. And I won't throw it out any more than 30 feet out in front of me, so I can retrieve it relatively quickly. And anything nearby will have an opportunity to get a free ride to my boat. See if this produces anything. Come on, come on. Oh! Well, that's one way to... Gosh. You know what? Something's not... To buy my stuff. You found me on Facebook? I don't think so. I don't have a Facebook account. Sure you got the right person? Awesome. I'll reply to you when I get back tonight. Okay, this isn't producing anything either. Darn it, Jim. I said I was going to do short casts, and here I am whipping this thing. What am I doing? I'm losing my composure. Now I'm hung up. All right. Stick with your plan, Gare. Stick with your plan. I mean, this thing's not only a nightmare for the lures, but the line gets tucked behind the lily pads. What else? I'm in New Jersey, 2 hours south of New York City. And yourself? I'm not a local. I'm from the West Coast. I'm a San Diego boy, relocated to New Jersey. Life events brought me back here. Iraq, actually, in particular, is what was the catalyst for the sequence of events that brought me back here. We were living in California, my wife and I and my son, and I got deployed in 2004. Here we go. Here we go. Finally, guys, we get to bring in a fish for you. Hold on. It doesn't appear to be very. Oh, hold on. What is it? What is it? What is it? Is it a bass or a pickerel? Oh, I'm going to say it's a pickerel. Okay, what's going on? That's why I'm not reeling it in. My drag is not set. Hold on, I'm going to lose this fish if I don't do something quickly here. Hold on. Up, he got himself behind. Oh, there we go. He's undone. What is it? What is it? What is it? It is a pickerel. Pickerel. Okay. Stand by. It's a small pickerel. Just a minute. I gotta get my. Oh, of course. I don't have my scissors set up, so. Finally, good old pickerel shows his teeth. There you go. See if I can unhook this guy without getting. There we go. They're slimy, but they're called snot rockets for a reason. You can see the teeth on those guys. There you go. And afterwards, you got to wipe snot off your hands. Of the pike, but it's a smaller version of a pike. Same difference though, same teeth. It's got a chain pattern on its skin. It's called a chain pickerel, and that's why. Let's see. Well, I didn't get shut out this time, did I? All right, let's stand and try this end of the... All right, this is gonna produce something right here. How's the microphone doing? Still hanging in there? Yep, looks like it's still connected. Come on, let's act like I'm serious here and get some quantity of casts here and see what it produces here. So, let's see. Something to talk about while I'm fishing. What's new, JR? Anybody? What's the latest in your life? What's going on? Are you guys working? Are you in school? Retired? What's your age group? Your age range, I should say. What are your hobbies? Interests? Thanks everybody for the thumbs up, by the way. If you haven't, click that thumbs up. Okay. What do you think? Think I should switch to a worm or just stay with the swim bait? They kind of both have their, at least in this area, they produce, I'd say, just as much as the other, so. Oh, Ra, who was that? Sorry, Matthew Ecclesiastes. Okay, you know what? My lure's getting kind of stuck more than not. I think I got a sharp end exposed. Let's see. Nope, it's all good to go. Okay. Matt, I don't. There are crappie here, and I've caught crappie, just kind of without trying. More than often I've caught them on crankbaits, of all things. I'm fishing for bass with my crankbaits, and all of a sudden a crappie with his small little mouth will get hung up on the end of one of the treble hooks. But there are crappie here. I'm trying to think. What's the other crappie-like fish? The crappie and the not bluegill, but what's the other? I'm thinking I might be confusing crappie with the fish that is here, but I think it's crappie. Yeah, there's another body of water not too far from here, about 15 minutes, that is by this dam, typically cast out past these the barrier on this dam, the chains and the floats they have, around the do not enter, part of the dam. And crappie, I've caught crappie over there on those crankbaits that I was talking about. And another lake around here, I ended up catching crappie, but I'm not fishing for them. They just happened to catch a free ride. I've seen some of those monster crappie, that people are producing. There's another lake. There's a called up the. There's two roads here, Black Horse Pike and White Horse Pike, and up, I believe it's White Horse Pike. There's a lake up there that I ended up hooking into crappie, but just inadvertent, where I'm not fishing for them. In this lake, they're perch, yellow perch, and largemouth bass, and the chain pickerel that I just caught. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the worm. Boy, that wind got chilly, but I'm sure glad I put on this jacket. I'd be a popsicle right now if I didn't, so. Okay, let's see what this worm does for the behavior. Yeah, good old walleye. I haven't caught a walleye and I haven't caught a pike. Although I just Googled, there's no pike down this far south in Jersey. You got to go to the central and north part of New Jersey. I was just up there a couple weekends ago, and the local guys were telling me the pike stories. The gigantic pike stories. Noah, what's up? Come on, what are the bass doing? Where are they? Where are they? I got to get rid of this carabiner on the end of this. It came with, I'm trying out a new anchor line, and I like it. I like the color. It's bungee inside as opposed to static. But the carabiner around this metal pole is not practical. It slides down off of the end of the anchor pole. Too easy. So, and it, you can't remove it. It's such that it's, if you got to remove it, you either got to cut the line, you can't untie the knot or anything, or you got to clip the carabiner off the end of it, and that thing's a pretty good to go carabiner. I don't know if I'd want to do that. But anyways, yeah, that's, I'm trying it, and that's the only drawback so far is that carabiner. Let's see. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna get out of the wind anywhere down here because I'm on the receiving end of the wind. So I'm gonna have to anchor and just, what am I gonna do here? Cast downwind, right? Let's see. See if I can locate that grass right here. Let's see here. Stand by. Ugh. Oh, that's hard bottom there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Stand by. Okay. There we go. Uh-huh. I almost got. Yeah, that's what I don't know if that was you that said that last time or somebody else said, pike are good eating, you just got to get around the bones. Matter of fact, a lady in the Philippines recently commented on the name pike. She was familiar. And she's like, oh yeah, those are good eating. And I was thinking, wait, they got pike in the Philippines? Or they know it by pike? Usually, you know, they know it by a different name, but she recognized pike. So anyways, yeah, I always call them, you know, the barracuda of the freshwater, one of the barracudas of the freshwater world, and or they're snake-like is what I've described them as. And when you say, you know, you got to get around the bones, that's exactly what a snake is. The meat of a snake is, you know, pretty tasty, kind of a greasy chicken, but yet the bones are the biggest hindrance. So it kind of fits. How's the mic? Mic is still working? Yep, mic is still working. Okay, come on, come on. Something hit this. Something hit it. I'm in a swath of grass. My history tells me that this grass travels, in this case, downwind, and it's just a big swath. And I've caught multiple 3 and 4 pound bass in a row in this grass over here. Now, I don't know if it's based on the time of the year where they hide themselves in this grass, but that's what draws me back here, is the memory of this grass and the bass that I caught out of here. Okay, what was that? What was that? That was a lily pad stem, I think. Yep. Okay. That's right. He guessed right. Is he watching now, by any chance? What's up, Dad? How old are you, Matthew? I'm gauging how old you're. Oh, you're 44. Oh, well, you got your dad with you? Well, then he's my age or a little older. Yeah, he's got to be older than me. I've got a 42-year-old son. He'll be 42 this year in November. And I'm 63. I was young when I had my son. So your dad's probably like 65 or older? Oh, he's 80. Okay, so you have more than one. You have other siblings, I'm going to guess. Unless he waited till he was 40 to have you, or 36. Gotcha. He's your dad, though? You're not just like caretaking for an elderly as your job? No? Well, I got a good friend. He's 87. He's down in the Philippines, married to a young 35-year-old. And he became my second dad when my dad died in 2017. And I met this man here in New Jersey, and he was born the same year my dad was. So my dad would have been 87 if he was still alive. But this guy's a ex-Marine and still doing Marine Corps push-ups at 87 years old. He's the epitome of health. It's crazy. Okay, that wind is starting to penetrate this lightweight fleece here. I'm going to be donning my windbreaker here any moment. Yeah. I'm a little bit too old to be his son, but he's a little bit too young to be my dad, but same difference, right? Okay, this grass swath idea is not producing, so I think they're trying to stay warm. So I'm going to get out of the shallows here and go back to the deeper. I got one more area here before the sun goes down, and you know what? I got to put my jacket on. That's all there is to it. Got to take off the vest one more time. Stand by, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Let's see here. Get all these subtleties out of the way. Okay. Put this on over my head. Put the vest on. Take that off. Button the vest up. Okay. You know, one thing in the military that sticks with me to this day is if you're going to wear a jacket or in any part of your uniform, if you're going to wear your uniform, you got to wear it properly. And one of the subtleties is if you're going to wear a jacket, you got to zip it up or button it up. You don't have to button it up all the way, but just at least latch it here at the bottom. Don't leave it open. And that stuck with me. That little subtlety there. So whenever I wear a jacket now, before I didn't, I didn't pay attention to that. But when I got into the military, that's what they taught us. If you're going to wear your uniform, wear it properly. And part of the proper is to fasten your jacket, whether it's a button or a zipper. And so I won't wear a jacket anymore without fastening the bottom of it. All right, let me get this anchor up here. I'm going to move one more time to a deeper hole before before the sun goes all the way down. It's over the horizon, the top of the trees. So it got cold here all of a sudden. All right, let's secure this shallow water Whoa, it's got mud on it. Let's get rid of that. See, that's the drawback of this carabiner. Before, the loop of the rope that went around the shaft of this anchor pole, I could use as to wipe the mud off of the pole by sliding it up and down in the water. But this carabiner is metal and it doesn't have that action. So I'm gonna fight the wind here and paddle upwind. This is gonna be fun with this 14-foot tank here. And actually, if I can, you know what? I am going to use my motor, even though it's a nightmare in this grass. I'm gonna use it. I'm out of the grass. I'm just in the lily pads, so. All right, much better, I can tell already. All right. There we go. Oh, this is a godsend. A little bit of a motor assist. But it doesn't prevent me from getting hung up in the lily pads, but this is much better. Oh, what a nightmare. Stand by. Oh my gosh. I am completely shut down here by the lily pads. This is a bad juju. Boy, I am almost at a standstill with this wind. I'm moving, barely. Ugh. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I'm gonna keep trying this motor. It's like, it's gotta, oh my gosh, I'm already, holy moly. As soon as I turn the motor on, I am in lily pads. This just is nonstop. You know what? I think I've got the shaft of the trolling motor all gummed up because this just isn't working. No matter if I'm in free water or not. So that's telling me that I got bigger problems. Well, it's moving. I'm moving. All right, up. And I just hit a lily pad and I'm stuck. Unbelievable. Just doesn't stop, does it? Hold on. Well, I'm learning the hard way that this is that time of year when motors, anything with a propeller is just not practical out here. It's so choked. All right, now I'm paddling crosswind at my beam, my starboard beam. So I'm making progress here. What do they call this in sailing? A beam reach, right? Where I'm trying to go forward with the wind at my beam. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's correct. Okay, let's see if I can get over to this. I call it the keyhole. It's an open section of water that looks like a keyhole in a door. You know, the old keyhole, or a comma even. Now I look at it, it's kind of looks like a comma. And and it's up to 5 feet deep in this hole. And that's where I caught my 514, was over here, coming up on this time of the night. But different time of the year. I think it was in the summer. I'm not quite in the summer yet. Okay, I'm out of the lily pads and I'm in the open water here. See if I can drop my motor. It's deep enough, no grass. Let's see if my spot lock will hold me in this little gap here. Stand by. Okay. Let me 612 and a quarter, right here in New Jersey. Largemouth bass I'm speaking of specifically. Yeah, I was here back, I think, in 2017 or 15, somewhere around there, when I learned of this. It's a pond, but they call it a lake. But I just started. It was like within the first month of starting the bass fishing here in New Jersey. And I spoke with some of the local kids around the pond. And they were saying, oh, this thing's fished out. You know, you'll be lucky if you catch, anything anymore. It used to be, they had all their tales and stories about, this hole. And so I was like, okay, thank you. And then I went about my way. I was on the shore before I owned a kayak. And so I became a regular at this pond because of what I encountered shortly thereafter, and that was I hooked into a monster on a worm, on a plastic worm. And now that I know what I know now, it was upwards in the 5-pound range, maybe a little less, but it was a monster, big old fat bellied. And then it was like, okay, so this hole's fished out, eh? After catching this monster bass. So that was like my secret. And like I said, I became a regular at this place because of that. And I was walking that shoreline. I used to pick up pounds and pounds of trash from the shoreline and just hook into bass after bass after bass. It was exact opposite of what they were saying. And then I hooked into another monster and ended up, I think it's in my playlist under fishing and travel. It's more of like a slideshow of the pictures that I took of it and the scale weight, and it was 612 1/4. That's when I got sold on the chartreuse tail on the worm, which I use to this day. I bought one at oh, this thing's shredded. I think that pickerel, I didn't realize the pickerel almost bit this thing in half. But anyways, I bought a watermelon green, or a green pumpkin with chartreuse tail from Bass Pro. It's similar to this one, you know. It's like a chartreuse tail, but it wasn't the dark. This is called Toho, but it was a watermelon green, green pumpkin. Sorry, I said it already. With the chartreuse, and from that day on, I went chartreuse. That's the ticket. So I've been using chartreuse ever since. Yeah, let me get one. I get another one here. These dark blue with the the green pumpkin swirled into it is a color they call Toho, T-O-H-O. And it's from Bitter's Bait and Tackle down in Florida. They use hog fat in their recipe. Literal hog fat. Impregnated in this plastic or rubber. So that sounded good to me. It sounded like a good recipe to me. And I've been buying from them ever since. Bitter's Bait and Tackle. A little plug for Bitters down there in Florida. And a nice decent price, you know, $4 for a bag of 20 or 10, and $7 for 2 of them. So $3.50 a bag for 20 baits. And I buy them in bulk now, so I buy them, you know, a pound, however many pound, a 1 pound bag or whatever it comes in. Okay. And I fished them everywhere I've been, from California to New Jersey and Florida, and you know they hold true no matter what state I've been in. So I just keep using them wherever I go. My brother thought they were ugly, and then he said, and then he used one for the very first time, and within 2 minutes, he's like, bam, he got one. So he said, oh, okay, there must be something behind me. And I said, well, on the East Coast, I was told the darker the better. Anything dark, black, blue, greens. And I put a little splash of chartreuse on the tips of some of them, so. And the rest is history, so that's what I've been repeating. Young gun baits. Oh wait, it's the same. It's the same. You're the same guy that was on earlier. I was just thinking I haven't seen a post for you in a while. Who did I miss? Oh, he's probably not here anymore. Noxon Reservoir Fishing. Oh, cool. Wow. Check it out. We've got a bunch of fishermen here. Oh, and Cheryl. Wait, is that Cheryl? Chevy Nothing. Awesome. Do you make your baits? Or oh, wait a minute, what's that on the water? I have one of those nutria or rodents in the water, unless it's a beaver, but it was awfully small. Hold on. There he is. There he is. It's a small, it's either a small beaver or like a, what do you call them? A muskrat? Yeah, here, let me zoom in on him for you guys so you, let's see if I can capture this for you. Stand by. Here he is. Let me turn it around. Zoom in on you. Zoom in for you. Here he is, right there. See him? He's right there. Wait till he moves. It's not a turtle. There he is. Oh, it's a beaver. Yeah. It's either a small beaver or a... Wait till he surfaces here. I can't zoom in anymore. Where'd he go? He disappeared. He's underwater. Oh well, I got some fishing to do. I got some business. Okay. Stand by. And I keep casting to the end of this keyhole because, like I said, it's 4 to 5 feet deep in areas over here, and then it rises up to 2 feet. So there's a shelf all around this hole. There's a ledge, you know, on the right, and there's one on the left. And down at the end of this hole is where I caught that 514. So I can't help but keep coming back here and casting in that same area, thinking I'm going to reproduce him. Well, I've done that in other areas of this lake, you know, where you've caught something before, and then the next year you cast in that same area, and sure enough, you know, that fish has some connection with that area, and he's still hanging out there. So that's why I keep coming back here. Yeah, you'll have to check that out. If you go to the, if you want to see a pretty cool night coverage of this big bass that I caught, go to the fishing/travel playlist and look for that 5.80 bass. I believe that's the title of it, 5.80. And I've got the entire coverage of the cast, the catch, the hookup. It was dark, but I eventually illuminated the scene with my neck light, and it turned out really nice. And then I did an underwater release, which happened to be illuminated by my neck light through the surface of the water. I didn't realize it was going to come out that cool looking, but you can see the big old head and the big eyeball of the fish swim by the camera as he disappears into the darkness. Now, the only, if you want to call it, oh my gosh, you know what? Look at the disturbance of the water right here. Look at right there. That either was the beaver that is over here next to me, because he just did a tail swipe. That was either a beaver or a fish. I'm hoping it's a fish. That thing was big. Whatever that was, he's right here. Oh my gosh. He's over there now. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. He just did another tail swipe and a splash. He's over there. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Am I chasing a beaver? What in the world? Oh my gosh. Something's chasing bait. He covered a lot of distance from where he splashed here and then up ahead about 40 feet away, 30 feet away. There was another splash in the air, splash. He didn't jump, he was just swiping. Unbelievable. What am I chasing? Oh, sorry. I'm talking, but I'm not showing myself. Sorry about that. Look at me, I'm not even sitting on my chair. Like, what am I doing? I'm getting all excited. I'm getting low in the boat for some reason. It's like, you gotta be very, very quiet. Get low in the boat. Huh. Now that was huge. Did somebody throw a rock? That sounded like a rock. Seriously. Come on. Come on. Who's screwing with me? Did you hear that? Did you see that over there? What in the world? Oh my gosh, I'm right on it. Seriously, that sounded like a rock. There's an island right here, and sometimes people are on the island, but I haven't seen any boat or anything. Oh my gosh, that's bizarre. Hold on. I'm probably chasing that beaver. I hope I'm wrong and I hook into something ginormous. Oh my gosh, that was a big thunk, like someone threw something. What the heck was that? Come on, come on. Come on, Lord. Hook me into something that is just out of this world. Look for the osprey coverage that I got on that fishing travel playlist. I had a osprey with about a 4 to 5 foot wingspan swoop down out of the pine trees right here, right in front of me is the tree line, and I hooked into a bass, like a 2.5 pound bass, and he saw me hook into it, and he was following that thing underwater unbeknownst to me, and he just swooped down and latched his talons onto my fish, and he started to take off with it, and I was able to jerk it out of his claws, and he looked at me and then flew off. And you'll see the footage on there. I got the osprey coming in the frame from the left and swooping down, wings and all, and splashing into the water onto my bass. Wait till you see it. I was able to perform a little bit of editing magic and was able to get him in the frame, even though he was way off to the left part of the frame. I was able to zoom in on him and using a feature to track his movement. I'm sure the pros would have been able to accomplish what I was able to much better and quicker than it took me to do it, but I was able to figure out a little bit and capture the event. And I used a previous footage that I took with my digital DSLR camera of a osprey perching in the pine trees that I had in my archives. So I used that footage to depict the osprey that came and attacked my fish, perched in the trees before he came swooping down. So it was kind of a, clips back and forth of him sitting in the tree, his head moving, and then the fish, the wake of the fish going through the water, and then all of a sudden the swoop of him crashing down into the water on top of my fish. So it came out pretty cool. I'm probably chasing that beaver or whatever it was, but that sure was a cool thump. Okay, if he's here, he's right here on this edge. Okay, nothing on that end. Five people watching. Who's out there? Who's still in the house? Let me see a raise of hands. Anybody? You know what? There's a fish on here. Hold on. There is a fish. Oh, I was like, wait a minute. And he came off. But I did have a fish on the end of that thing. I was like babying this bait along and going, okay, that was a lily pad. Wait, that was a snag. Wait, that was a something on the bottom. And then I kept feeling it going, something's thumping it. So I swung and it was a fish. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it was, but it was a fish. Who's watching? I see 4 people's sets of eyeballs watching. Who's out there? Five people watching. Come in, don't skip. Close out my live stream for me. Thank you guys, 23 likes. Can't ask for better than that. Let's see if there's something hiding over here in the periphery. outside of the hole in the shallows. Oh, you know what? Maybe a crankbait would be delicious to somebody out there. Let me give it a shot, just because. I've got kind of an orange. Speaking of chartreuse, hold on a second. I'm gonna turn around, precariously turn around here in the boat, and see if a crankbait will attract anything. Stand by. I gotta get a snag out of here. Uh-oh. Okay. There's activity behind me. Anybody out there? As I lose my light. Uh-oh. Oh no. I've got a backlash that ain't gonna come undone. Oh no. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Stand by. Oh no. I've got a problem, Houston. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Oh, there's a bug. Get out of there, bug. Oh no, I just broke the line. Oh, no, no, no. Okay. Well, guess what? I am retiring this pole for the evening for that very reason. I got to get my crankbait back. Stand by. Hold on. I've got a mess. Not too bad, but oh, this is going to be, I got to pull the, watch me hook into a fish, pulling this crankbait in. Well, you know what? I needed to re-spool this reel anyways. Stand by. Okay, got the lure. I got my line wrapped around my hand so tight I can barely feel my fingers. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Oh. Okay, got the lure back. Ah, my goodness gracious. Okay, the line, the lure, gonna have to file that away until further notice. I think I'll keep the leader on it just because. You know what? I'm not even gonna put it away. Gonna put it on the floor. Okay. All right. So 1 rod down, 3 to go. And I'm not ready to give it up yet. So. Nobody's watching. Well, we got We got an empty house. Okay, I see bait activity over there. Who's watching? It's like I was all by myself there. Well, I got something for you guys to see. See if I can. I think I'm gonna call it quits. Although, let me see if I can grab something for you. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. God forbid.